got that audio strolling.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy. I'm Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
Can you believe it, Jeezy?
I mean, I can believe a lot of things, but what in particular are you talking about this time?
Can you believe that Rob Gronkowski actually retired?
Is it because he finally got his 69th touchdown?
No. Actually, do you have his career stats pulled up? I should have done that. I'm not prepared on my part for this one.
Pro Football Reference to the rescue. Played 115 games, 521 receptions, 7,861 yards, 79 touchdowns.
Oh, see, he should have stopped like a year and a half ago. So he could have ended up at 69 yards and 69 touchdowns. Anyways, Rob Gronkowski retires. Part of me still does not believe that it's actually going to stick. Him retiring makes sense. Go out on top of your game. He's got nothing to prove. He's 28, 29 years old.
29. He'll be 30 in May.
Exactly. He'll be 30 years old. He's very well off now. He's won a handful of Super Bowls. Nothing left to prove. Get out while the getting's good. And he's been injured a lot the past couple of years. So I think it's a wise decision for him. I think we'll see him again, though. I don't think this is the last we've heard of Rob Gronkowski.
Pro Football rumors say that the next tight end to be wooed with dollar values by Bill Belichick and company could be Jared Cook.
Jared Cook just signed somewhere today.
Today?
Yeah.
What? Are you sure?
Yes. Maybe not signed today, but he's going to the Saints.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Cook to receive $8 million fully guaranteed from Saints. But the problem, I'm being a little serious when I say, I'm actually being very serious when I say that Rob Gronkowski leaving the Patriots, that leaves a big hole in that game. That leaves a big hole in that team.
I was thinking the same thing. I don't even know who their second tight end is.
I mean, seriously, that offense is starting to sound like Tom Brady surrounded by, I don't know, team of second graders. Not sure.
In terms of receivers and stuff, yeah. I mean, he's got Sony Michel. He's got James White. Those are both good. Maybe James White's a tight end now.
James White.
I don't know. I feel like Gronk was just the perfect tight end. He was huge, just an absolute freak.
6'6", 265.
Just solid.
And he had a robot arm. He was like, you remember Jax from Mortal Kombat?
With that black sleeve on his arm?
He had that robot arm.
That's right.
I mean, Jax on Mortal Kombat could do really bad things to you with those robot arms.
I think Rob Gronkowski, I want to say he's a first or second ballot Hall of Famer.
I have to agree when you use the word or, but is he a for sure first ballot Hall of Famer?
Like gets in on the first try?
Yeah.
That's why I said the word or.
I think if you leave the or in there, I feel comfortable with that. I'm not sure where he falls if he gets in there right away. As far as I know, he doesn't have any really big bad stuff that he ever did other than being like top-notch bro of all time.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He was just high on life all the time, man.
Gronk was the bro I never was.
Just a stud.
The truth is, in the future, I hope everyone can have robot arms like Gronk had. Because think of all the cool stuff you can do with robot arms.
Pretty much everything you can do with normal arms, just stronger and faster.
You know, without being too delicate with anything. You know, you don't want to handle like a ship in a bottle. You just destroy the bottle and the ship.
I mean, I need a fucking robot arm. You know what I did this weekend?
What's that?
I worked on my truck for a little bit, and now my arm is sore because I had to tighten the lug nuts.
You're getting old.
I feel like out of our 10 or 11 episodes, at least 3 or 4 of them, we've talked about our aches and pains.
Yep.
Moving on, more new news. There's a handful of free agents still left, and...
Well, there's tons of free agents left. We're talking the big names here.
There's a handful of big-name free agents left that we kind of wanted to touch on and speculate about.
Who do you want to talk about first?
Well, I want to name off a list of a handful of people.
Go ahead.
Ndamukong Suh.
I mean, that's a big name.
Donkey Kong Suh, come on, man.
Coming out of L.A., he was with the Rams.
I don't give a shit. He's the dirtiest player in the league.
What do you mean dirtiest?
Stomping on people.
I thought you were talking about you needed to get him another speed stick.
I can't comment on his scent, but I can comment on the fact that he stomps on offensive linemen. I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
Ziggy Ansah, Trey Boston, Eric Berry.
I'd like to see Eric Berry come to Green Bay. Is that okay? Can we have him?
I mean, you can have anybody you want as long as you pay them dollars in return.
I'd love to have Eric Berry in there.
I didn't know J.J. was still playing. T.J. Yeldon, Spencer Ware. Here's one I think is important for us. Muhammad Wilkerson.
Is there any motion on that?
All I've heard is that he's still working out in Green Bay. Like, he's going and doing his PT and working out and stuff after he had a season-ending injury last year. I would like to see him come back.
I'd like to see him come back, too. I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions about him in Green Bay, and he's already there, and his upside, I think, is there still.
Morris Claiborne, Jordy Nelson.
Come on, Jordy. If you come back to Green Bay and work out just one day, let him see you, and we'll get the beer. Courtesy Cheezy Podcast, we'll bring the beer. After the workout, of course.
Can we write that off as a business expense?
I believe so. Jordy Nelson recovery beers. I'm going to write that so the IRS knows.
We don't make any profit on this. In case anyone's wondering. In no way, shape, or form do we profit from this.
We're down a few $100 at least.
Oh, yeah, absolutely we are. Chris Hogan, Quentin Spain, Jamie Collins, Michael Crabtree. And here's one that's surprising me, too. Steven Gostkowski.
Wasn't he kicking for the Patriots last season?
Yeah.
There's some people still floating around out there that I think are worth signing. I don't think we could go wrong with having another. I mean, Eric Berry, I'd like to see him come to Green Bay. He's 30 years old. He had an Achilles injury last year. It says here it caused him to miss 29 of Kansas City's past 32 regular season games.
Well, then you're definitely taking a risk, too, though.
I think it'd be worth taking a risk on a one-year deal with a guy like Eric Berry. I've seen him play. I know he's good. I'd like to see him play in green and gold.
I'd like to see Muhammad Wilkerson more than that because we really need to shore up that front three, front four. We've got Kenny Clark, but I mean, like, who else is there? Muhammad Wilkerson was playing real well until he got hurt.
That's true. He was doing his thing.
I think those are the two that would fit the best. Obviously, Jordy would fit pretty well too, seeing as we're now looking for a slot guy, but we'll talk about that later.
I think it would be tight. SportingNews.com says Eric Berry could also go to the 49ers, who we've been harping on have a ton of money every episode. And
because they suck.
And you've been responding the same way every time.
I want to talk about some goodbyes.
Cheese and me and cheese. No matter how you slice the cheese, it had to be. The only one for you was cheese and cheese for me. So happy together. There
have been two departures. Oh, this is the Packers section, by the way. There have been two departures in the past week that have hurt my heart a little bit.
Your heart's hurt easily, Van.
I'm a delicate flower.
I know. Proceed.
Randall Cobb going to the Cowboys. Clay Matthews going to the Rams. These are both moves that I think I knew was going to happen, but when they did, I went, oh, man, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
And it made me even more sad when I read a couple of the posts, like the post that Randall Cobb put out saying, this was inevitable. All good things must come to an end, but this isn't the end of the story, just the end of the chapter. Made me sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
And then it got even more sad when Aaron Rodgers took to Instagram and used my favorite movie in the entire world to break my heart even further.
What movie's that, Van?
The Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers said, I have to remind myself that some birds aren't meant to be caged. Still, the place you live in is that much more drab and empty that they're gone. I guess I just missed my friend. Hashtag friendship, hashtag teammates, hashtag brothers, hashtag Packers.
And if I were to be able to ad-lib here, I think he's saying hashtag Green Bay is drab. Am I to mistake that?
No, he's saying he misses his friend.
I'm just saying winters in Green Bay, quite harsh.
On the flip side of the coin, one thing that did make me laugh about the whole situation was Randall Cobb also posted on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A Toy Story gif. And if you guys remember from Toy Story 1, when Woody busts out of the cardboard saloon and tips his hat, you just have to look it up. That's what it is. It made me laugh.
I'm a cowboy, baby.
Kid Rock is not allowed on this show. You better cut that shit out right now. Randall Cobb leaves the Packers as the 11th all-time yardage leader in Green Bay history.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Actually had a better catching percentage than Jordy Nelson did. 69.6% to Jordy's 65.8%.
Wow. I feel like early in his career that Randall Cobb was one of the most sure-handed players that I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Later, after the injuries, I feel like some of that changed. But early in his career, he was a sight to see. The guy was just good. I mean, he's still good. He still should be in this league.
His first game in the NFL, the first time he touched a football, tied an NFL record 109-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
I thought it was 108.
I just looked up again, LombardiAF.com, 109.
Wow. I could do that. No, I can't do that. Sorry, just kidding. You only ever get one first play of your career, and that's an incredible first play.
He also had a crazy touchdown, too.
Same game?
Yeah.
The first game of his career?
He apparently ran the wrong route across the middle of the field and broke his way wide open and took it in for a touchdown from there.
Nice.
He scored a touchdown doing the wrong thing in his first game.
Well, that sounds like the way you score a touchdown in your first game. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to, I don't know the play. I'm just going to run to an open spot on the field.
Hi, I'm new here. Which way do I go? You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm just going to go over this way. Did you also know Randall Cobb's full name is Randall LaDonald Cobb II?
Does that imply that there is a Randall Cobb III?
I don't know. He probably has a son.
He's got a wife.
Well, yeah.
Do you think Randall Cobb jerseys go on sale all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I actually was reading an article on Packers.com, and you can definitely get $100 jerseys for like $25 and $30 now.
What? I might have to get one.
Do it.
I might have to find one.
But number one all-time favorite Randall Cobb moment.
What's that?
You know what? Can you guess?
No.
The dagger in Chicago in 2014 to win the NFC North.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's got to be the dagger.
Fucking Rodgers rolls out, evades Julius Peppers. Chris Conti is fucking sleeping on the job, and Randall Cobb just goes over top of him. That was my favorite. And if you listen to the call from Packers radio, I swear one of the announcers is having a heart attack.
He is having a heart attack.
He's got Cobb! Yes! It sounds like he's in so much pain.
He is in pain. That guy is...
The other guy goes, yes!
They're both having a stroke in there, just literally passing away at the high point of their lives, having witnessed Cobb reel that one in.
Whenever I get together with John Blondie, we turn on that highlight every time. John Blondie, we need to get your ass in the show.
We do need to get him on the show.
That's how we start out our drinking night every time.
It's a good way to start it.
Yes! So the other Packer to move on this week, Clay Matthews.
Oh, as much as I love Randall Cobb, I think I'm an even bigger Clay Matthews fan.
Clay Matthews is my favorite player for a long time.
I mean, I think that's well warranted. The man is a beast, and you were just telling me all-time leading Green Bay Packer sacker.
83.5, baby.
I was looking it up earlier. He's got Reggie White by 15 sacks. That's crazy. Matthews is going to go. He's going to make the Rams even better, and that's going to make it tough for us to win an NFC championship.
He's getting a 2-year, $16.75 million contract. This is an article from 247sports.com. Matthews said, as soon as my chance to return to Green Bay was kind of past me, I knew I wanted to come to the Rams.
Good for him.
From a football standpoint, it makes perfect sense, but for me personally, where I'm at with my career, having grown up in the area, living 20 minutes away from here, it made sense.
I just like this line. Their defensive coordinator, out there is Wade Phillips. And in the article it goes, Wade Phillips is a huge fan of Clay Matthews. I think that's tight.
Is that it?
Yeah, the quote is, defensive coordinator Wade Phillips is a big fan of Clay Matthews and really always has been. That's tight to have your coach be a fan.
I thought Wade Phillips was dead. He's old as fuck.
He is old. I think he did have some health issues.
He looks like a confused old man. If I saw Wade Phillips walking down the street, I'd be like, sir, can I help you to your car?
Why you gotta be like that?
Sir, are you okay? You look like you're somewhere where you're not expecting yourself to be.
Wade Phillips, I'd be happy to have you in Green Bay, but I don't think you would want to be there. It says he's 71 years old, though.
Damn. He's only 71?
I mean, he looks 71, all right.
Jeez Louise. Anyways, getting back to Clay Matthews, just a little summary here I wanted to point out because it really kind of shows how impactful he was, including playoffs, 158 games, 94.5 sacks, 211 quarterback hits, 6-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl 45, and, speaking of that Super Bowl 45, with the departure of Clay Matthews, the only remaining Packers from the Super Bowl 45 team are Aaron Rodgers, Mason Crosby, Tramon Williams, who left and came back, and Brian Bulaga, and not a single coach is left from the staff.
Wow. Well, Clay, one other story from the Jeezy household about you. Mrs. Jeezy every year says she's going to be you for Halloween because she's got similar hair.
Can she flip it like that, though? Can she do the hair flip?
I mean, she's never going to be as good at flipping her hair as Clay Matthews. She's never going to do it. I think this year we just might have to honor Clay with a Mrs. Jeezy Clay Matthews impersonation. Still in the green and gold, though. As cool as the Rams jerseys are, it'll have to be in the green and gold.
Looking at him and Randall Cobb in alternate uniforms, it's just going to make me think of like when Favre played for the Jets and then the Vikings. It's just not right. It's unsettling.
Yeah. It's going to be sad. It's going to be weird. It's a new age in Green Bay.
Ha ha.
Oh my God, that was so timid and sweet. It's the Gossip Girl section.
Yeah. You've become a TMZ whore.
I know. I can't stop. I'm addicted to the gossips.
TMZ is the most gossipy gossip you can get. So this is probably the best source to pull from.
So Chris Johnson, former running back, one of only 7 NFL running backs to have a 2,000-yard season. He's launching a supplement business.
Get jacked.
So here's this quote from him. When I first got to college, I was 150 pounds, and I was a smaller guy. That's Chris Johnson, the guy who ran a 4.24 second 40-yard dash, who in 2009 ran for over 2,000 yards.
I really like this quote here. His advice on how to beat his record 40-yard dash time.
How do you do that? How do you beat that 4.24?
Run fast. That's his actual advice. Run fast.
Look, man, my run fast and the Chris Johnson run fast, those are two different things.
My run fast currently has potential danger for rolling an ankle, pulling muscles, running so fast down a hill that I stumble and fall. Running fast is dangerous at this age, Jeezy.
Look, honestly, I would say at best I could run kind of quick.
It's someone else's, like, jog.
I'm in a full-out sprint, and that's like most people's jog, I think.
You're not necessarily known for your long legs.
No. My legs never learned how to be as long as other people's legs.
I'm really wondering what type of supplements these are. It doesn't say.
Quote from TMZ, Johnson Performance Supplements launches April 1st, and Chris says the brand will feature a bunch of dope products, including a pre-workout shake.
That's an actual quote, everyone. A bunch of dope products.
It's not only about working out. Chris says he's also got products that have helped him with his memory.
But, like, what is it? Are they pills? Are they gummy bears?
Probably all the powder supplement stuff.
Do I mix them with water and drink them? Do I mix them with water and inject them? Do I sniff them?
No, it's probably just all powders that you mix with water or milk or your favorite smoothie.
Do I sprinkle it into my Taco Bell? Do I sprinkle it atop my meal from Denny's, whatever meal of my choosing? The Jimmy Graham Slam, the Big Beefy Pounder,
or the Ben Worthless Burger.
People ask me, what are you putting on your Denny's meal? Don't worry about it. I'm getting jacked.
I'm sprinkling a bit of Johnson Performance Supplements. It helps with my memory.
Behind you, a sign goes, bing! It's got Johnson Performance Supplements on it.
Good for him. You know, these retired players, I think it's good for them to be entrepreneurs, bringing new jobs. Hopefully, you know, some of this will go back to his community or wherever he is now. I think that would be tight. I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely. I agree. I'm going to let you take the next one here, too, because this one is ridiculous. Cam Newton's fucking insane.
Cam Newton gives up sex. And why does he do that, you might ask?
Breaking news.
Is it a religious matter? Is it some other personal...
Tired of all them hoes?
No. Cam Newton giving up sex to be a better quarterback.
How does that work, Jeezy?
Apparently, I was reading more about this, and...
Whoa, no, hold on. Because I just got this from the TMZ article. It started with no gambling in January, no meat in February, and now no sex or Wi-Fi in March.
That's a tough month.
What does Wi-Fi have to do with being a better quarterback?
Look, man, when you ain't got that connection, you got to look for other connections.
He's starting to go tinfoil hat on us.
He said it's all part of a master plan to have a bounce-back season.
Master plan.
After a disappointing 2018 season. Look, man.
Tinfoil hat, man. No, we're losing him.
The quote from Cam from doing all this stuff, it makes my mind stronger. I feel like if I go back and I say I did those things, I'm mentally stronger.
These are the words of cult leaders.
What?
This is how cults start.
No. You know what this reminded me of?
If you're in the cult of Cam Newton, you can't have meat, sex, Wi-Fi, or gambling.
No, but only for 1 month at a time.
A different challenge every month.
Yeah.
These are the words of future cult leaders. You just wait. You wait for the Church of Cam to come around. And I'm going to say I told
Cam? You know what this reminded me of was the National Treasure for some reason. With Nicolas Cage, and he goes, I think the dollar bill is trying to tell me something. Like Cam Newton's been staring at a dollar bill that finally told him that in March he could have no Wi-Fi and he could not have any sex. The dollar bill told him.
You and Cam can give up motor vehicle transport next month or something.
Does that mean I can't drive a car? Or does that mean I can't use even a bus or anything?
It's whatever Lord Emperor Newton says.
So I'll stay tuned. But here's the thing. All sports, I would say baseball and golf probably being the two biggest superstitious sports out there. I think it's okay to have a superstition. I think a superstition can make you a better player.
These aren't superstitions.
Yeah, this is a superstition.
No, it's not. He's convinced in his mind if he gives up Wi-Fi and sex for the month of March, he's going to be a better quarterback.
That's a superstition. That's like saying if I put on my lucky trousers, I'm going to be a better quarterback.
All right, I'm going to wear my favorite socks tomorrow, and it'll make me a millionaire.
Very superstitious. Writing on the wall.
I'm going to go ahead and purchase some Reynolds wrap and mail it over to Cam Newton. I don't want him to run out of tinfoil for his hat. It'll be the next time he'll be wearing it in a press conference. Cam, I don't know, man. I'm not on your wavelength.
Look, I think for as physically gifted as Cam Newton is, the man should have a ring, and he's just not doing it.
Well, he should have had a ring if he would have jumped in and got that ball.
The Broncos brutalized him. He was brutalized. Sorry,
Von
Cam.
Miller, no! Von Miller, no!
Don't hurt me.
I'd like to cheese it on over to our last section.
I just got to keep cheesing on.
I thought this week we'd talk about the onside kick and why it sucks now.
It does suck now. It's an impossibility.
I've got an article here from Chicago Tribune, and the statistics are that this past season, teams recovered only 4 of 53 onside kicks for 7.5%, which is down from the previous year, where 13 of 60 were recovered for 21.7%. The big problem is the new rule where you have to line up on the line of scrimmage. You can't get a running start. It makes it impossible.
I went into this article quite a bit. So they were saying even when the running was in play, onside kicks in expected onside kick scenarios were very, very low, pretty comparable. But the unexpected onside kicks that helped boost them in the past are way down. You basically can't succeed when you had that like extra advantage of doing it in an unexpected scenario. There's been very, very low success rate even in that circumstance. And that's where it's really changed the game. In situations where coaches were going to use that as a tactical advantage, they had pre-planned it as a certain scenario in a game, that option's been really taken away. Now, it also has decreased the expected ones a little bit, but I think the big question is, should they change it since it sucks so much?
I mean, there's been a handful of ideas proposed, right? Like the AAF, their rule about 4th and 15 from your own, 25? An idea I also like is, let's just go ahead and leave the kickoff rules the way they are. But for onside kicks, revert back to the old rules as long as I declare that I'm doing an onside kick. My players can still line up 5 yards back, still get a running start, as long as I declare that, hey, I'm doing an onside kick here.
I don't know.
The only way to convert right now is if I have my kicker just try to drill one of the guys in the front line. Hit him with it, make it bounce it off him, and then it's anybody's ball. That's the only thing you can do at this point to try and cover an onside kick.
There's a really interesting article here from The Ringer showing all of these awesome onside kicks that these kickers are doing and how their team still can't recover it. It's like just outside of reach.
If my team is down in the fourth quarter with little time left and I know I have an opportunity that if I scored I could win the game and there's little time left on the clock, I know I'm not recovering that. I go, well, okay, that's great. We scored. We're down by 3. We're down by 6. Game's still over. I'm not getting that ball back. I'm not converting an onside kick. 4 of them last year. That's it.
4.
The NFL owners meeting is this week, so I'm hoping that some discussions come out of it. I know that they're going to be voting on the kickoff rules from last year. Last year was the trial year of the kickoff rules, and they're going to be voting on it. So maybe it changes. Maybe we get our old onside kick rules back.
It may be a problem of strategy. Again, still coming from The Ringer. One of the strategies they think that could be reused with the current rule is to kick it straight down the center of the field at the closest player. Because when you kick it 10 yards to the sidelines, the ball is traveling at a greater distance than if you kick it straight 10 yards.
But I've also seen recently kickers will kind of just trickle it up the middle, you know?
Yeah. Quote from The Ringer, right now the only way to recover an NFL onside kick is to tap the ball down the middle of the field. Most teams haven't realized this, adhering to the old strategy of popping the ball to the outside. This means receiving teams are still smart to align their hands teams along the edges of the field. That's where the most kicks will go. Yet the few teams willing to send onside kicks down the middle can exploit an undefended portion of the field.
Trickle up the middle is the way to go now. That's the only way to do it.
I do like the 4th and 15 rule. I think you just elect to do 4th and 15 anytime after the point after, you can say, hey, we elect to take the 4th and 15.
From your own 25?
Yeah, that's fine. 4th and 15 from your own 25. And actually, I'd like to get rid of the kick return altogether. Just most of the time, teams will just punt, so that way you don't even have to say anything. You just say 4th and 15 after a point after. Then you either punt or you go for it.
Punts don't go that far. If you're going to... I feel like you'd have to move it that distance.
35 then or something, the 40. I don't care, but whatever. 4th and 15 from some yard line on your own side of the field, and then you punt it. And a punt is exciting because, it goes down the field. The guy actually has a chance to return it. Sometimes they'll get tackled right away, good coverage. Other times they'll actually get a chance. But kick returns, basically nothing ever happens. They've been highly incentivized to basically let it go out of the end zone. And the other good thing about the punt is the players are not coming at full speed from such a great distance by comparison. Like kick return, you have all your players, there's huge distances. Some players have been running for quite a number of yards without any interaction with another player before making contact. A punt doesn't do that the same way. The gunners are challenged right at the line. All the people on the line are obviously facing other people on the line. There's a lot of contact still, but it's not the same kind of contact that you see in a kickoff return.
I don't know why anybody tries to take the ball out. They're giving you a quarter of the field for free. Just take it.
I agree. I think if we just switch to the 4th and 15 model, every single score. 4th and 15, every score, you either punt or you go for it. And the going for it would be the equivalent of the onside kick, and punting would be the equivalent of the kickoff.
I wonder how Ron Zook would do with all of this.
Man, don't bring up Ron Zook. You're just trying to hit the piñata again. You already got your candy, all right? Don't hit it anymore.
I'm going to take my candy and run. And with that, that's going to be the end of our interesting take section.
Well, everybody, thanks so much for listening to Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy.
I'm Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
As always, make sure you check us out on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, cheesypodcast.com. I know I got all of them that time.
You know it. You know it. You name it, we own it. And if you name it and we're not on it, let us know and we'll get on it.
Keep your eyes peeled for some new construction on the cheesypodcast.com website. We're going to be adding another little special feature in there that you guys might like.
Coming soon. You're going to love it.
Coming soon to a computer near you.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
See you later.
Bye-bye now.